I built this base when I was 10. Now it's haunted. I found it by accident, buried under a mountain of old saves on an external hard drive. The file name was weird. Best versed world, final, real, classic 10-year-old energy. I didn't even remember building a base in that world, but when I booted it up, the memories hit instantly. The spawn point, the little cobble shack with torches on every wall, my messy, half-finished mine, the giant dirt tower with a bed on top. It was all still there, exactly how I left it. But something was wrong. The light felt dimmer, like the sun was low, but the clock showed noon. The music wasn't playing, and the sky looked off, like a texture pack glitch, but I hadn't installed any. I walked toward the base, still cobblestone, still ugly, still mine. Then I noticed something weird. The door was open. I always closed my doors. Inside, the furnaces were still lit, like I'd just smelted something. My chest had all the junk I remembered. Wooden pickaxes, a stack of cookies, a sign that said, Eli's base, keep out. But one item wasn't mine. A book, named, You Came Back. I didn't write that. I opened it. Only one sentence. We waited. I laughed nervously. Thought maybe I did this as a joke years ago. Typed something spooky to freak out future me. But then a message popped up in chat. Whispers, down here. I froze. Single player. No mods. No commands. I checked the mine under the base. The one I never finished. A staircase carved by 10-year-old hands. Uneven. Clumsy. Torches scattered everywhere. I went down. Deeper. Deeper. Then I saw it. A new tunnel. Perfectly smooth. Clean. Stone bricks. Mossy in some places. This wasn't mine. I followed it. At the end was a room. A perfect cube. Obsidian walls. Glowstone ceiling. And in the center, a player model. Just standing there. Not moving. Same skin I used when I was a kid. Blue hoodie, messy hair, but the name above it, it flickered until it settled on Younger You. It looked right at me, didn't move, didn't blink, just stared. I typed in chat, who are you? No response. Then it walked, slowly, into the wall and vanished. In its place, a chest. I opened it. Inside was one item, a compass, named, Remember Where You Died. Suddenly the music changed, not C418, something low, warped. Backwards, my screen glitched. And the base was gone. I was outside now, in the same world, same terrain, but everything was darker. Even the grass was grey. A sign appeared in front of me. Find us. Then I heard footsteps behind me. I turned. Nothing there, but my hotbar had changed. Only the compass, spinning wildly. I followed it, back to my base, but this time, it was ruined, crumbling, on fire, walls torn down, and on one of the remaining walls, a painting, not Minecraft style, real, a photograph. Me, at 10 years old. Sitting at a computer, staring at the screen, terrified. I didn't remember that photo, but I knew it was real. Under the painting was another book. It said, We kept playing after you left. Then my screen went black. My old save file was modified. Yesterday, update 2. I was just organizing files on an old hard drive when I saw it. That world, the one I hadn't touched since I was 10, the one where I built my first ever base. I'd forgotten all about it. The name just said, homebase.zip. I hovered over the file. Last modified. Yesterday. That didn't make sense. I hadn't plugged this drive in for years. There was no auto sync. No mods. It shouldn't have changed. Not on its own. But it had. I unzipped it and dragged the world into Minecraft. Loaded it up. The terrain was familiar, but not exactly how I remembered. There were torches everywhere. More than I ever placed. Stone walls had been reinforced. My little cobblestone hut now had a redstone door system. The wheat farm I abandoned was fully automated. I didn't build this, at least not back then. I barely knew how to craft a piston at that age. Confused, I went inside my old base. It was completely redone. Detailed floors, reinforced windows, paintings I never hung, banners I never crafted. Then I opened the chest. Inside was one item, a book. Its title, We Finished It For You. I opened it. You left so suddenly. We stayed. We remembered the blueprint, the idea you had. We just needed time to finish it. What the hell was this? I checked my settings. Single player, no LAN, no resource packs. But the base, it felt like someone had kept building without me. I walked outside. There was a new path, not one I remembered, made of stone bricks, lined with lanterns. It led out into the forest, into an area I never explored. At the end of the path was a new structure, a graveyard, surrounded by dark oak fences, lit only by soulfire torches. There were signs on every tombstone, each with a mob name and a date. Doggo, 2013. Mr. Horse, 2014. Farmer Bob, 2015. Bacon Buddy, 2016. I froze. These were real. Mobs I named when I was a kid. Dogs, horses, villagers, even that one pig I joked about naming Bacon Buddy. I remembered typing that name out and laughing, but there were so many. Dates that matched when I had played the world, even specific days, like birthdays, holidays. Was this a memory log? Was the world remembering my time here? Then another chest, at the back of the graveyard, alone. It had a sign for the creator. Inside were just 3 things: a flint and steel, a book titled We Waited, a single music disc, unnamed. I played the disc, but it wasn't music. It was me, my voice, from an old video I must have recorded when I was a kid, laughing, talking, saying things like, "Okay, I'm gonna build a castle next. This is where I'm gonna put all my dogs. Don't touch this chest, it's secret." I hadn't heard my childhood voice in years, and now it was echoing through the world. I thought I'd forgotten. The book said, "We built the castle. We guarded the chest. We waited for you." I dropped the book. This wasn't nostalgia anymore. This was something else. Something watching, remembering, finishing what I started. I opened my journal. I'd kept one as a kid and flipped back. Sure enough, I found a list of plans for that base. Build castle, make redstone door, wolf army grave for Bacon, Buddy, all of it. Done, but not by me. I stared at the graveyard, all those mobs, all those names. Then I looked up. Floating above the structure, barely visible, was a player head, my old username, the one I had when I was 10, built Bailey. It wasn't just a memory. The world had kept going, like it had missed me, and now it was welcoming me back. There's a screenshot in my folder I didn't take. Update. After re-entering my old world, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The graveyard, the floating name tag, the book that said we waited. It felt like the world had been alive without me, finishing builds I never completed, preserving memories I never saved. Still, I figured maybe it was a bug. Maybe I messed up an old backup, but then I checked the screenshots folder. I hadn't taken any screenshots, not in years, but at the top of the folder was one file. Screenshot 2025-7-16-3-33 am.png 3 days ago. I wasn't even playing Minecraft that night. I was asleep. I opened it and froze. It was a picture of my base, my old base, but not from my point of view. The shot was taken from the outside, looking in through the window. Through the glass you could see me, my player, standing still, inside, facing the camera. But I didn't take this, and Minecraft doesn't let you take screenshots from outside your own perspective, unless you're on a server, or something else is watching. I checked my save, still single player. I clicked back into the world. This time, I spawned outside the base, right where the screenshot had been taken, and inside the base, standing at the window, was my player, frozen, facing me. I didn't move the mouse, didn't touch the keyboard, but the character tilted its head, slightly, like it was curious. Then it vanished. No puff of smoke, no disconnect message, just gone. I rushed inside, nothing, no mobs, no signs of anything. But a new message had appeared in the chat. Mirror me, whispers, I'm not the copy. I typed /MSG mirror me. Who are you? No response, just another whisper. Mirror me. You're in the screenshot too. You just don't remember taking it. I logged out, checked my folders again. Now there were 2 new screenshots. The first showed a close-up of my player's face. The eyes were glowing faintly. The second, it was taken from behind me, from real life, like a webcam shot. But I don't even have a webcam on this computer. My skin crawled. This wasn't a game anymore. I unplugged the hard drive, disconnected from the internet, shut everything down. I needed to clear my head, but curiosity won. I opened the drive again, just to check if the files were still there. And now, in the folder called Saves, there was a new world, unfinished mirror. I loaded it, pitch black, except for a single sign in front of me. It read, "You remember less than we do." Behind it, a long hallway, identical to the one from my old base, except lined with framed screenshots, all of me, not just in-game. Childhood photos, school portraits, one of me crying on my bed, a moment I thought I'd experienced alone. What is this? How does it know me? At the end of the hallway was a mirror, but not a Minecraft mirror. It was reflective. It showed my real face, in real time, in-game. I moved my hand. It moved. I blinked. It blinked. Then, in the reflection, something behind me appeared. A second player, wearing my skin, but with red eyes. I turned around in the game. No one there. Turned back to the mirror. Now the second player was closer. A book appeared in my hotbar. Title, The Other One Remembers. I opened it. When you stopped playing, we didn't. When you forgot us, we remembered you. Your memories aren't just yours anymore. We kept them safe, but you left us behind. Suddenly, I was teleported into a room with my old builds, childhood structures I hadn't seen in a decade. the dirt hut, the red wool castle, the floating sign that once said Binstock's World, now burned out, flickering. Each build was surrounded by screenshots, like surveillance. One had my mum's voice in the background. I remembered recording that on a summer afternoon. Another was a frame-by-frame of me renaming a wolf. I called it Brave Boy. Then I saw a final build, a grave, new, with one sign. It read, "Here lies the real one." I stepped closer. A final screenshot popped up. This one wasn't of me. It was of my bedroom. Right now, live. And standing behind my real chair, where I was sitting, was a shape, a blur. Then, in chat, mirror me. Turn around. I slammed the laptop shut. My old base isn't in the world. It's in me. Final update to, I built this base when I was 10. Now it's haunted. It's been a week since the last time I opened the world. Since the screenshot that showed my bedroom. Since the chat message, turn around. I haven't touched Minecraft since. I've tried wiping the save files, deleting the screenshots, factory resetting the drive, but it's still there. The folder comes back. No matter what I delete, the world file regenerates. Unfinished dash mirror. Even when I'm not online, even when the power is off. But that's not what scares me the most. It's the dreams. They started SMR. I'd be walking through a place that felt familiar. Wool floors, lava-lit walls, a chest in the corner of the room, and a voice, distant, echoing saying, "You logged off, but we stayed." I wake up with the sound of gravel in my ears, footsteps on stone. Sometimes I wake up sitting, like I was just playing again, hands on the keyboard. Except I didn't get out of bed. Then I noticed something else. When I looked in the mirror for a split second, barely visible, my reflection had name tag text floating above it, like a player in Minecraft. It read, "Mirror me." I don't know what this is anymore. A mod, a virus, something worse. But the worst part is like the world followed me out of the game, like it's been rebuilding itself in me. I'll be at my desk and hum a tune, only to realize it's the Minecraft music disc 11. I'll reach for a pen and feel like I'm scrolling through a hotbar. Last night, I opened a notebook and found this, written on the page. "You left the world, but the world didn't leave you." I didn't write that, but it was in my handwriting. The same one I used to name wolves, to build signs that said, "Welcome to my house," when I was 10. And then something new happened. I woke up with coordinates written on my arm. Not a dream. Real pen. Written while I slept. The numbers were X, -89, Y, 65, Z, -212. I recognized them. It was my old base. The one I built when I first got Minecraft. The one that keeps coming back in the world. Even after I delete it. I booted up the world again, spawned in the void. No blocks, no mobs, no sky, just endless nothing, until I walked forward, and the blocks built beneath my feet, one by one, like they remembered, like they were rebuilding the world as I moved. After a few minutes, I reached land. The grass popped in, the trees grew instantly, and there, exactly where the coordinates pointed, was my old base. But it was inside out. The walls faced inward, the roof floated beneath it, and all the torches flickered backwards, as if the light was being absorbed, not emitted. There was a door, on it, a sign, "Welcome back, but you're not who you were." Inside was a mirror, just like in the last update, only this time, it wasn't showing me now. It was showing me then, 10 years old, wearing a hoodie, eyes wide with excitement, building dirt towers, spamming beds in caves, naming every animal I saw. I saw my younger self place a block and laugh. Then he stopped, turned to the mirror, looked straight at me, and said, "Why did you leave us?" The game crashed. No error, just a black screen, and one line of white text. "The world moved on without you, but you didn't." When I rebooted, I was back at the menu. Only one world remained. You. I opened it. This time, the loading bar was a heartbeat. Thump, thump, slower, heavier. I spawned inside a hallway, all obsidian, redstone torches flickering like a dying pulse. Signs lined the walls. Every save you deleted, every mob you abandoned, every version of yourself you forgot. At the end was a chest. Inside, a book titled, "You Were the Seed." We're not in the game anymore. We're in the gaps between memory. We live in your head, in your guilt, in your nostalgia. You thought you left us in a folder, but you brought us with you. Every time you remembered, every time you smiled at something you forgot. The screen flickered. A mob appeared behind me. Not a zombie, not a skeleton, a version of me from 2012. Same skin I used back then, same name tag, Binstock 001. He whispered, "Let me play again." Then everything went dark. No crash, no sound, just darkness. And in the darkness, my real-life speakers crackled. Not audio, just code. A single line spoken aloud in my own voice. You built this place, and now it's building you.